So we will continue from the 14th chapter discussion we were doing yesterday. So yesterday we discussed first two shlokas. So yesterday we saw the introduction to this chapter that Krishna is going to speak this very important knowledge. And he is saying that this is the most important knowledge among all the topics which were discussed in the last chapter. So what are the knowledges which were discussed in the last chapter? 6 topics were discussed. Kshetra, Kshetragya, then it was discussed about Prakriti and Purusha, and also discussed about the Jnana and Jnanam. Jnana and Gayam. Yeah. So what are the objects of knowledge and what is the knowledge itself? So those things we have discussed briefly. And now Krishna is speaking that I am going to speak the most important among all these 6 is this interaction between the Kshetra and Kshetragya, or the Prakriti and Purusha basically. Because Kshetra is similar to Prakriti and Kshetragya can be categorized under Purusha. So that we have discussed yesterday. And Krishna, while speaking this, the first shloka, the first section is obviously shloka 1 to 4, liberation and conditioning of the living entity. And the interaction between the modes, interaction between the Purusha and Prakriti is categorized under the topic of modes. So that we are discussing. So Krishna speaks in the beginning. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Param Bhuya Pravakshami Jnanam Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam Yat Gyatva Muneha Sarve Param Siddhim Yat Ito Gataha. So first 2 verses Krishna is speaking the Falashruti, or what will happen to you Arjuna after understanding this knowledge that Krishna is speaking. So Krishna is saying that Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam, among all the types of knowledge, this knowledge is the best. Okay, among all the types, as we discussed again, 13th chapter. Otherwise, Rajvidya Rajguhyam is explained as Bhakti in the 9th chapter, the king of all knowledge. Okay, and he is saying that Param Bhuyah Pravakshami. I will again declare to you, I will again speak this in detail to you. Okay, earlier it was Samasatah, now it will be spoken in detail in this chapter. Okay. Yad Gyatva Munaya Sarve, by knowing all the munis, Param Siddhi Mitogata, have attained supreme perfection. Second verse, Krishna speaks then. Idam Jnanam Upashritya Mama Sadharmyam Agataha Sarge Api Na Upajayante Pralaye Ma Vethanti Cha. Idam Jnanam, by knowing this Upashritya, having attained this knowledge, which knowledge? The knowledge of the modes of nature. Mama Sadharmyam Agataha, you will attain Sadharmata, or you will become one in quality with me. Means you will attain to my abode, a supreme perfection you will reach. That's what is being said. Sarge api na upajayante. And due to this, you will not be born at the time of creation. Pralaya na vethanti cha, nor you will be destroyed at the time of pralaya. And today we are seeing the third verse onwards. So let's see the verse. Mama yonir mahad brahma tasmin garbham dadhamiyam Sambhava sarvabhutanam tato bhavati bharata. Yes, Amitru, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yeah, already.
Okay. Dhanvat Prabhuji. The total material substance called Brahman or Mahat Brahma is the source of birth, Mama Yoni. And it is the Brahman, Tasmin, that I impregnate Garbham
Dadhami.
Dadhami Aham, making possible the births of all living beings. Sambhavana Tato Bhavati Sarva Bhutanam, O son of Bharata.
Yeah, thank you. So here again now Krishna is speaking that Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma. So he is now starting to explain about this knowledge. Okay, the how the three modes come into interaction, how the jiva comes into touch with the material modes, and what is the process. Third and fourth verse, it will be spoken about this, that the jiva's contact with Prakriti, how it begins, and what happens in that situation, how the modes act, which are the modes which act, okay, what are the natures of each mode. That will be discussed obviously fifth verse onwards. But third and fourth is more about jiva and Prakriti coming in contact. Okay. So contact between jiva and Prakriti. And jiva is the Purusha basically. Purusha and Prakriti. He is trying to be the enjoyer. So that's why the topic of this verse is the contact between the Jiva and the Prakriti. Okay. So Mama Yonir Mahad Brahma Tasmin Garbham Dadhami Ham Sambhavah Sarvabhutana Tato Bhavati Bharata. O Bharata. Okay. O son of Bharata. Mahad Brahma, the total material substance. Okay. Later it will be told that it is the Pradhan or the unmanifested form of the universe. Okay, the primordial form. Okay, like that. That is called Pradhan. Okay, that's also here called as Brahma. Brahman is the source of the birth. Okay, Mama Yonihi. Okay, it is my uh, like from here I give birth. Like Prabhupada has translated it as Mama, my Yoni. It is my source of birth. It begins from me. Okay. So he is the father. Krishna is like the father. Okay. So Mahad Brahma is the source of birth. Okay. It's the Yoni. Okay. And it is that Brahman, Tasmin, that I impregnate. Garbham dadhami ham. So Krishna is speaking that I in the form of Garbhodakshai Vishnu, I impregnate. What do I impregnate? I impregnate this Mahad Brahma. Okay. This Mahad Brahma or the material nature or the Pradhana, this Pradhan, I impregnate. Okay. Garbham dadhami aham. Okay. And then what happens because of this impregnation? Making possible the births of all living beings. By this impregnation, what happens? Sambhava, possible. Tato bhavati, then. Tato bhavati happens. Sarva bhutanam, then happens the birth of all the living entities in this universe. Okay, that's what he is saying. So Krishna, as Garbhodaksha Vishnu, he glanced on the Pradhan. So this is the Pradhan. Okay. And by the impregnation, what is the glance? In the glance is the jiva. All the jivas are there. Okay. So the jivas are impregnated unto the Pradhan, and then what comes out is the universe with all the living entities, various living entities like humans, animals, demigods. Okay, all those come out. So, and this glance of Garbhodakshai Vishnu is there. Okay, so he glances. Okay, so he impregnates the Pradhan with the Jiva. Okay, the Jiva. Okay, and then Pradhan then gives birth or gives rise to the universes with all the various types of living entities under different modes. Okay, so this is what is this verse saying. Yeah, please read the purport.
Prabhuji, sorry, where did we see Pradhan?
Here,
And
this verse you are saying, right?
yeah, yeah,
This
the total
total
material substance
material
called
substance.
Pradhan. Yeah.
This This word is Pradhan. Mahad Brahma. Okay, this is
So
also called Brahman.
where is this mentioned, Pradhan? Or you're saying Pradhan?
No, no. I am nobody to say. Here.
Haribol?
Yeah. Are you able to hear me?
Hare Krishna.
Are you able to hear me?
We can hear you. I mean, though maybe your
Looks like
headsets.
looks like
Yes.
Prabhuji, my internet connection.
Okay.
Am I
No,
audible now?
your
Yes, yes.
internet connection is good. Video is coming. Maybe some problem with the headphone.
No, it just frozen. Anyways, um,
Are you able to
so
hear?
yes, Prabhuji.
Okay,
So
okay,
the,
yeah.
the question was, where did we see the total Brahman is called Pradhan?
Yeah. So this is the commentary of Baldev Vidya Bhushan.
Okay,
Okay, here he mentions the cause of the whole world, Mahat, is the Pradhan, composed of the gunas, Brahma. Okay, so the Pradhan is synonym of Brahma, which is used in this verse. Okay, so
okay,
the cause
Prabhuji.
of the whole world, this world is called as Mahat, is the Pradhan, Brahma. This is the reference.
Okay,
We'll
Prabhuji.
come
Thank
to
you.
this purport. Okay, once we have completed Prabhupada's commentary. Okay,
Okay, Prabhuji.
yeah, thank you for your question. Okay, let's see the purport. Any other question? Is there? Amitlu?
Not for me, Prabhuji.
Oh,
Thank
okay,
you.
yeah. Okay, continue. Read the purport.
This is an explanation of the world. Everything that takes place is due to the combination of Kshetra and Kshetrajna, the body and the spirit soul. This combination of material nature and the living entity is made possible by the Supreme God Himself. The Mahat Tattva is the total cause of the total cosmic manifestation, and that total substance of the material cause, in which there are three modes of nature, is sometimes called Brahman. The Supreme Personality impregnates that total substance, and thus innumerable universes become possible.
Yeah, so this line I showed it here in the diagram. So he impregnates the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu impregnates, and what is the impregnation with? With Jiva. Okay. So and whom the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu impregnates is Pradhan, which is the Prakriti, which is called in this verse as Brahman or Brahma. Okay. And then what comes out is the universe with all the living entities. That's what Prabhupada is saying. All the innumerable universes become possible. Okay, going back. So this is an explanation of the world. World means this universe. How this universe came into existence. Everything that takes place is due to the combination of Kshetra and Kshetrajna. The Kshetra is the Prakriti,
Body.
okay, and Kshetrajna is Purusha. So as we have understood, this chapter is just but the interaction of these two entities, Prakriti and Purusha. And that Prabhupada is saying as the body and the soul. The body is Prakriti, Kshetra, soul is Purusha, Kshetrajna. This combination of material nature, Prakriti, and the living entity, Purusha, is made possible by Supreme God Himself. But why in the first place Supreme God He did this? Because the living entity had the desire. He was the desiring doer. He desired, what was his desire? To enjoy Bhoktritva. Okay. He had the tendency to enjoy. So that's why the Supreme Lord had to make all this arrangement. And then how did he make this arrangement? He ordered or he gave direction to the material nature or Prakriti to manifest all the different universes and in them give different bodies to different living entities. Why? Because they have the desire to enjoy. So the whole arrangement was made because of not Krishna himself wanted to do it. The living entity wanted to enjoy. Krishna facilitated it through material nature. Okay, the Mahatattva. Now, what is this Mahatattva? This is a new term. So, this Mahatattva is nothing but, okay, let's see what Prabhupada is saying. The Mahatattva is the total cause of the total cosmic manifestation. This total cosmic manifestation is the universes which are coming out. Okay, so that's what Prabhupada writes here, innumerable universes. Okay, the current universes which we have. These current universes are coming from where the the Mahatattva. Okay, so Mahatattva causes the current universes which are there. Okay, and that total substance of material cause in which there are three modes of nature is sometimes called Brahman. Okay. Yeah, please read ahead.
This total material substance, the Mahat Tattva, is described Brahman in Vedic literature Mukundaka Upanishad.
Mundaka Upanishad.
Mundaka Upanishad 1.1.9. Tasmat etat Brahma nama rupam anam cha jayate. The Supreme Person impregnates that Brahman with the seeds of living entities. The 24 elements, beginning from earth, water, fire, and air, all are material energy, and they constitute what is called Mahat Brahma, or the great Brahman, the material nature. As explained in the seventh chapter, beyond this, there is another superior nature, the living entity.
Yeah. So now Prabhupada is giving a reference from the Vedic literature, Mundaka Upanishad, that whatever is being said in this verse and the purport which he is saying, the total material existence or the substance, which is called this Mahat Tattva. So what specifically is Mahat Tattva? Basically, there is Pradhan, which is inactive. Okay. The Pradhan is inactive. And in this, when the time factor and the Jiva come, that is called as Mahatattva. Okay, so it will be studied in second canto. All of you can study it in second canto. But as of now, you can just remember this, that Pradhan, this is inactive, but that is activated with these two factors, time and Jiva. When that activation happens, that whole activated entity is called Mahatattva. Okay, just like we have the SIM card, right? The SIM card we have to activate. The SIM card is not called officially a SIM card until unless it's activated. It even though it has a number designated to it, but the number is not yet active. So it has to be activated by a process. When that activation happens, then actually the number actually is owned by that SIM card. Okay, that is the thing. Yeah. The Supreme Person impregnates the Brahman or the Pradhan, the inactive entity or the material nature, with the seeds of living entities. So these are the jivas. This I showed in the diagram earlier. And what does the living entity gain from Prakriti? He gains this, the 24 elements. Okay, all that 24 elements, out of which the body is made up of. Okay, gross as well as subtle. Gross body made up of 5 elements. Then the subtle body, that is also made up of other elements. And as explained in the 7th chapter, beyond this, there is another superior nature, aparas. Okay, there is beyond this, there is apara prakriti, beyond of that is para prakriti, which is the living entity. Yeah, please continue.
Into material nature, the superior nature is mixed by the will of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and thereafter all living entities are born of this material nature. The scorpion lays its egg in piles of rice, and sometimes it is said that the scorpion is born out of rice. But the rice is not the actual cause of the scorpion. Actually, the eggs were laid by the mother. Similarly, material nature is not the cause of the birth of the living entities. The seed is given by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they only seem to come out of as products of material nature.
Yeah. So here, Prabhupada is saying that into material nature, the superior nature is mixed. So what is this material nature and superior nature? Why is Prabhupada saying about this? Okay, first we can identify what is superior nature, what is material nature.
Kshetra.
Yeah, correct. Material nature is the Prakriti, the
Yeah.
Kshetra, and the superior nature is the Jiva. Okay, so as the previous line, if you see, Prabhupada has told it, that parastasmat tu bhavanyo, correct. There is another bhava, another energy of mind, okay, which is the living entity. So that living entity is mixed with the material nature. Why? Because living entity wanted to enjoy. So, and thereafter all living entities are born in this material nature. So this living entity part is the seed which is given by Krishna or Garbhodakshina Vishnu to the Prakriti. And then this is explained by the analogy of scorpion in the rice. So it seems that the scorpion is born out of the rice because the eggs were there. So now can somebody compare what is this scorpion compared to, what is this egg compared to, and what is the rice compared to in this analogy? In comparison to the analogy of Garbhodaksha Vishnu, then Prakriti, and then Jiva.
The material nature is rice.
Okay, yeah, material nature is rice, this is Prakriti, okay. Then what is eggs and what are the scorpion?
Scorpion is the Lord, right?
Yeah, yeah, that is Supreme Lord. Okay.
Supreme Lord.
Yeah, okay. Okay, and what are the eggs?
Living entities.
Ah, yeah, this is the Jiva.
Jiva.
Yeah. So it seems that the scorpion, sorry, here the scorpion which is told about is Krishna, which lays eggs. And this, it seems that the eggs, from the eggs also scorpion come out. So in this analogy, kindly don't take this scorpion as Krishna, which is coming out. This scorpion is the fructification of the egg. Okay. So this scorpion then becomes the Jiva. Okay. Which came out of the eggs. Okay. So this scorpion, which is the child scorpion, which is similar in nature to the mother scorpion, which is Krishna, or the father, we can say. Yeah. So that scorpion is not taking birth from rice. Okay. Which is Prakriti. So it may seem that, oh, living entity is taking birth from material nature, like some birth from some particular mother, okay, in this universe, okay, from their parents, correct? It seems that living entity is taking birth from parents, but actually the living entity is not created by parents. The living entity as soul is there eternally, and it is given shelter under a body by mother and father, like that. So actually the eggs were laid by mother, okay. And similarly, material nature is not the cause of the birth of the living entities. So this is the final point which Prabhupada is trying to explain through the analogy. The seed is given by Supreme Personality of Godhead and only seem to come out as products of material nature. This analogy we have seen. Okay. Yeah, please read ahead. Then we will take the question here.
Yep. Thus, every living entity, according to his past activities, has a different body created by this material nature, so that the entity can enjoy or suffer according to his past deeds. The Lord is the cause of all the manifestations of living entities in this material world.
Yeah, so Lord is the cause of all the manifestation of living entity. Okay. So that was told here in this verse that yes, third verse. Right. Yeah. So here he is saying, Tasmin Garbham Dadami Aham. So I have made this possible. But as Prabhupada is saying here, it was made possible. Why? Because the living entity wanted to enjoy, or he wanted to not suffer, but ultimately it comes in the material world according to his past deeds, like that. Yes. You have any question, Prabhu? Amit Prabhu?
Prabhuji, could you
Yeah.
please clarify the whole reason? I mean, there's a mention that because of living entities' desire,
Mm.
right? Because of desire, but
Yeah,
living entities is also part of the Jiva is also part of whole supreme, right? It's part and
correct.
parcel.
Mm.
So how's the desire different? I mean, understand. I mean, I'm just talking about the very first time when it got living entities got created. Uh, this is clear now that because of the past deeds, so they're getting different forms. But so the if you just go back, you mentioned the very first, if you could, yeah, because of the desires, yes, on this, yes,
Here,
here,
correct.
yeah. So could you clarify, please?
So what exactly the question is, like how in the first place this thing you are saying, the desire happened?
Yeah, because living entities, Jiva is also part of the whole supreme, right?
Mhm.
So is the desire really coming from living entity, or it's really
Yeah.
Krishna's?
Okay, understood. Yeah, so the living entity as a individual, he himself has the desire. That is not given by Krishna as a, like we may give some software into the hardware. It's not like that. The living entity himself has the free will. Anandamayo abhyasat. That we have heard many times. So the desire to enjoy. Okay, this Anandamayo abhyasat, that is in nature, the living entity's nature is to be happy, to seek happiness. Okay, that is not given by Krishna. It is innate to the living entity. Just like sweetness is not given by somebody to sugar. It is in the sugar itself. Like that, the living entity is dharma, or the very nature. Sweetness cannot be separated from sugar. Like that, the tendency to enjoy cannot be separated from jiva. It is not given by Krishna. It is innate to jiva, and it is there since very first. And creation as such, we may use sometimes the word law when jiva was created, but it was never created as such. We understand it is always existing, just like Krishna is always existing. Living entity is always existing. There was no time when Krishna was born. Similarly, living entity was also not created at any time. He is always God. Krishna is always God. Living entity is always existing, like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Devaki, Dayamay Devaki Mataji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, just wanted to clarify. Since this desire you were talking, my question was different, but since I'm just continuing it, you're saying that we have this, in this purport only, we get to know that this is our nature only to be happy or to seek happiness. But then, Prabhuji, to seek happiness from for ourselves is a part of ignorance. It should be like it comes out of ignorance only. So is it okay to say that in spiritual world also there is a tinge of ignorance which is like which overtakes our consciousness? Because since in spiritual world everyone is trying to please Krishna only, everyone is seeking pleasure from serving Krishna only, but then still there are some like us, we have desired for enjoying ourselves. That means there was some tinge of ignorance that come upon our consciousness. Is it so?
Yeah. So basically, two parts were there in question. I will just answer in short. So what you are proposing, that where this enjoying tendency, is it like ignorance? So yeah, this is not ignorance. That tendency to enjoy is not ignorance. Why? Because that is innate to the living entity. How one tries to enjoy, that can be ignorance. Like we will see in this chapter, mode of ignorance is somebody is lazy or sleepy. So they also get some enjoyment in doing these activities.
True.
Okay, so the seeking happiness is not ignorance, but how it may be obtained, the way may be of ignorance. So when one enjoys in a spiritual world, or one has tendency to enjoy himself, so one understands as the Krishna's servant. When one understands that, okay, I am servant of Krishna, then when he starts serving Krishna, then what happens? He sees that, oh, what enjoyment I was getting from this material world, service to material world, was very small. But when I serve Krishna, I attain lot and lot of more happiness. So his tendency is remaining to enjoy. But he has started experiencing more enjoyment in serving Krishna. And that's why the living entity continues to serve Krishna more and more. And then it is as you are saying that in the spiritual world, in the spiritual world also, the living entity enjoys so much, unlimited. But it is not in the mood of giving enjoyment to oneself. But when he sees that, oh, when I give Krishna enjoyment, automatically I get enjoyment, even though he does not want. Like when we do some spiritual activity, if we do it properly, like chanting, or if we, even other activity like taking prasad or dancing or whatever limb of bhakti we may like, if we do, we will automatically get enjoyment, even though we do not do it for enjoyment, but automatically we'll get enjoyment. So because it is coming to us automatically, it is not, even though it is not endeavored or it's not our goal, it will come because Krishna wants also to see us happy doing his bhakti. Okay, he is not that, oh, you give me happiness and you be unhappy. Not like that. So when we give happiness to Krishna, Krishna gives it many times back. So it is not ignorance when the living entity enjoys in spiritual world. That enjoyment is supposed to be had. That is actually the enjoyment we are supposed to have. Okay. Is it okay, Mataji?
Prabhuji, in some purport, Prabhupada mentioned like we were all there for with Krishna, but because we desire to enjoy ourselves, that's why we are here, and for so many births now.
Correct, correct.
My question was that only, Prabhuji. The moment we felt that we need to enjoy something else other than Krishna, that comes under ignorance or what? And
Yeah, correct. When we try to enjoy Krishna Bahirmukha, when the person becomes Krishna Bahirmukha, that is part of ignorance, avidya. Then when that desire comes, Jhapatiya Maya Dhare. So immediately the Maya captures as soon as he turns away from Krishna. Krishna Bahirmukha Jiv, Bhogavansha Kare, Ataiva Maya Tare, Jhapatiya Dhare. Bhogavansha Kare, as when he desires to enjoy, then the Maya will capture. So because the living entity has the minute free will to make choice, so he has the choice to also make separate plan from Krishna, then Maya comes into play.
Okay. But
Okay.
then Prabhuji, Krishna himself is saying that once you leave this material world and reach to a spiritual world, you will never come down again. So
Yeah.
again, we will be having that free will of coming, like of enjoying ourselves. So there is again a chance that we may fall down again.
No, it is not like that. Prabhupada explains it also. Okay. That when the living entity has come back to me, so he will not again desire to go back to material world. And this is what we can understand. And Prabhupada said many times that don't worry about how we came here or whether we will come back. That worry we should not have. Krishna will say, Krishna will protect us. That neha bhikrama nashosti na pratyavayo na vidyate. So in this endeavor, there is no loss. Okay. So once we reach spiritual world, then we will never come back. Okay. And earlier also we have seen that actually living entities, the desire for enjoyment is anadi, it was called. Okay. Earlier we discussed that last chapter. So the living entities journey in this material world has been anadi, in the sense it is beginningless. Okay.
And second thing, the last statement on the purport of Srila Prabhupada, it is said that Krishna is the cause of all the material bodies. Like he is the main cause of the material bodies. So is it like that since he impregnates material nature, so he is the first cause, and then based on the karma, we are getting the body. In between, Krishna just sanctions whatever we have desired accordingly body. So he is the sanctioner only. First, he is the cause, and then he becomes the sanctioner of the material bodies. That's
no. First cause is living entity only. First, he desired to enjoy.
yes.
First, living entity wanted to enjoy. Then Krishna sanctions the material nature to facilitate his enjoyment. So first desire is the living entity only.
Oh, okay. That's it. Thank you so much.
Okay, Gayatri Mataji, you want to ask anything?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I am not clear with this Mahat Tattva. Is it similar to Brahman or what it is actually?
No, the terminology which we use for Brahman is the Brahman effulgence, which is coming out of the body of Krishna generally. But in this particular context, means in this shloka, Brahman is same as you see here, Prabhupada is saying, na? See here, the total material substance called Brahman. Okay, in this verse, the Brahman is same as Pradhan. Okay, for this verse, but in other places, all other places, Brahman is effulgence of the Krishna body of Krishna. Okay, what was the question actually you had?
Prabhuji, my question is, what is Mahat Tattva? I was confused, like whether it is similar to Brahman.
No. Okay, Brahman is equal to Pradhan. They both are synonyms in this verse. Okay, this Pradhan and Brahman are same. Okay, then second object is Mahat Tattva that I told here. Okay, see here. This Pradhan, which is inactive, is activated by time and Jiva. Okay, this whole thing, Pradhan plus time plus Jiva, activated thing is called Mahat Tattva. Okay, like that. So you can understand it maybe like we have atta or we have the flour, correct, for making chapati. So the flour itself is like Pradhan. Then later we will mix it with water, right? To make the chapati, we have to first mix it water. So that water is like time and jiva. We activate it, then we do all the munching, and then it becomes Mahat Tattva. Then from that Mahat Tattva, small again balls we will make and make chapati. That small balls are like universe, like that. Okay, is it understandable, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Hopefully kitchen
Hare Krishna.
example will be
Yeah.
helpful for Mataji. Okay. Thank you. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, so there is purport of this Baldevidya Bhushan. Okay, Amit bro, you can read.
Having thus praised the topic to be spoken and producing taste for that in the hearer, the Lord makes clear here that the Lord is the cause of the combination of Prakriti and Jiva. This combination was previously described in two verses starting with Bhumir Apaha, Bhagavad Gita 7.4. Note, these two verses explain that Prakriti and Jiva are Lord's energies. And in Yavat Sanjayate Kinchit, Bhagavad Gita 13.27, note this verse explains that everything in the world is combination of these two energies. The cause of whole world, Mahat, is Pradhan, composed of gunas, Brahma.
Yeah, so what we discussed in Prabhupada's purport, similar thing here. So here he is saying that Lord makes clear here that Lord is cause of the combination. Where is this mentioned in the verse? That Lord is the cause of the combination of Prakriti and Jiva. Where is this? Yes. Where is it mentioned?
Aham Sarvasya Prabhu 10 point.
No, in this verse, which we are discussing
Here.
now. Yeah, in this verse, 14.3. Lord is a
Mama Yoni. Mama Yoni.
Mama Yoni. Okay. Anything else? Lord is the cause of this combination. Where did he say?
Sambhava Sarvabhutanam. Aham Sambhava Sarvabhutanam.
Sambhava Sarvabhutanam means he made all the living entities possible, or he made them appear. Correct. Sambhava Sarvabhutanam. Yeah, basically this whole thing. Tasmin Garbham Dadami Ham Sambhava Sarvabhutanam. That I manifested all the living entities in where? In the Prakriti. Okay. I manifested Sambhava Sarvabhutana in the material nature. Okay. Then he is saying the cause of the whole world, that is this universe. is the Pradhan. So Mahatattva is caused from Pradhan. Okay, Pradhan plus time plus Jiva will become this world, Mahatattva, composed of the gunas. Okay, so the three gunas will be explained in 5th verse onwards. Okay, now this same thing Krishna is explaining in the 14.4 verse. Okay, Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtayah sambhavanti yah tasam brahma mahadiyonir aham bija pradah pita. Okay, somebody else can read. Vageshwari Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. It should be understood that all species of life, Sarva Yonishu, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father.
Yeah, thank you. So Krishna is saying that I am again the seed-giving father. Previous verse also he said Aham Bija Pradapita. Sorry, here he is saying Aham Bija Pradapita. And previous verse, if you see, he said that Sambhava Sarva Bhutanam Tasmin Karam Dadami Aham. Yes, Dadami Aham. Okay, I manifested or I gave this seed to the material nature, like that he is saying. And what was my role? He is saying Aham Bija Pradapita. My role is like I am the father. Okay. Then who is the mother? So the Prakriti is the mother. Tasam Brahma Mahad Yonihi. So this Mahad Brahma. Okay. How is Prabhupada translated? Brahma, the supreme. Mahad Yoni, the source of birth in the material substance. So this material nature, basically. The material nature, the Mahad Yoni. Okay. She is the mother. And Krishna is the father, Bija Pradaha Pita. He is the seed giving father. And what is the seed? The seed is the Jiva, the living entities. Okay. So it should be understood that all species of life, so Sarva Yonishu, O son of Kunti, Kaunteya, are made possible by birth. Tasam Murtaya Yaha Sambhavanti. Murtaya, their forms, various forms. So here you can see Prabhupada has written in the word to word translation, Murtaya, of their forms are made possible. Okay. So here the forms are made possible. Their forms are made possible by birth. Yaha Sambhavanti, by their birth. Where the birth happens or who is the mother? This material nature, Brahma Mahadiyoni. Okay, this material nature which is called Brahma. Brahma means which is very great, very large. Okay, later Baldev Vidyabhushan will say Brihat. It comes from the word Briha, from the Dhatu Briha. That means something which is great, like that. And I am the seed giving father. Aham Bija Pradapita. Yes, please read that purport.
In this verse, it is clearly explained that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the original father of all living entities. The living entities are combination of the material nature and the spiritual nature. Such living entities are seen not only on this planet but on every planet, even on the highest where Brahma is situated. Everywhere there are living entities. Within the earth there are living entities, even within the water and within the fire.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is beginning the purport with this last line of the verse. That is Aham. Krishna is saying Aham Bij Pradaha Pita. I am the seed giving father. And the living entities are combination of material nature and spiritual nature. What is this material nature? This is the gross and the subtle body which the jiva acquires. The gross and subtle body. And the spiritual nature is the soul. Yeah. So the living entity is Sarvagataha. Okay. So he is found everywhere. It's called the Sarvagataha nature. Yeah, please continue.
All these appearances are due to the mother, material nature, and Krishna's seed-giving process. The purport is that the material world is impregnated with living entities who come out in various forms at the time of creation according to their past deeds.
Yeah, thank you. So where is this mentioned that material world is impregnated with living entity? Where is this mentioned?
Rasham Brahma Mahadhyone.
Tasam Brahma Mahadiyoni. What is the meaning of this?
The
Is the
Supreme
source
Soul.
of birth. No, what Prabhupada is saying here, impregnated. Where is this impregnated mentioned?
In the earlier shlokas.
In the previous verse, it was
Yeah.
mentioned. Okay. So, if you see the last verse, it was mentioned actually. Tasmin garbham dadami aham. Okay. So, I give the garbha. Okay. Yeah. Yes, impregnated with the living entities. Okay. Tasmin garbham dadami aham. Who come out in various forms. Where is this mentioned? They come out in various forms.
Sarva
Which
Yoni,
part?
all species of life.
Not Sarvayoni. Come out in
Mahatyoni.
various forms. Yes, what Mataji? Vageshwari Mataji, you said something. Okay,
Mahadhyoni.
no, various forms. Where is various forms mentioned in the verse?
Murtaya Sambhavanti.
Correct. Murtaya, that word Prabhupada is, sorry, Krishna has used. Okay. It's not there in translation. They're in word to word meaning. Though they come out in various forms. Murtaya. Okay, so here you can see. Tasam murtaya yaha sambhavanti. So the different forms which are there of the living entities, that is here. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next verse. The next section is now the modes bind the pure soul, the verse 5 to 9. Okay, so now Krishna has told that how the living entities come in touch with the material world, and what happens when they come in touch, that will be explained in this section. Okay.
Prabhuji, sorry. Can you, like last time, can you please again give a very high level, which sections and which shlokas, how the.
Which are the sections of this chapter?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so that 1 to 4 we saw already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1 to 4 is the basically Krishna's giving a pep talk or giving a Falashruti, basically, that what you will get in this chapter, what is the after effects of hearing this chapter, what result you will get. Second, section 2, that is 3 and 4 verse, basically we can say that second part of the first section is about how this contact happens, who plays which role. Krishna plays the seed giving father role, material nature plays the mother role, and the jivas are the children, like that. So that was the second part of the first section. Then second section is the modes bind the pure soul, that what are these three modes. Then 10th shloka onwards, we will see that the predominance, which basically mode will be predominant. Okay, I will show the section. 1 minute. The next section is third one. Yeah, so 10 to 13 is the third section. Okay, there Krishna will be saying about which mode will come up, which mode will go down. That will be coming over there. Okay, that is third part. Okay, and fourth will be 14 to 18. Okay, these various modes, what are the different destinations that living entity will reach in every mode, that will be told in this 14 to 18. Okay, what results of action one will get in acting in different modes, that will be 14 to 18. And Yeah, 19 to 27, then we will see how one can transcend the modes. Okay, that will be from 19 to 27. How one can transcend the modes. And this is the last part. Okay. So now we are doing the second part of it. Okay, what are the three modes?
Thank you so much, Guruji.
So here Krishna is speaking. Sattvam rajastama iti guna prakriti sambhavaha nibadananti mahabaho dehe as dehinam avyayam. Okay, Isha Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Roji, Hare Krishna. Which is audible, right?
Yeah, audible. You are audible.
Yeah. Material nature consists of Prakriti Sambhavaha, three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Sattva, Rajas, and Tama. When the eternal living entity, Avyayam Dehinam, comes in contact with nature, Dehe, O mighty armed Arjun, Mahabaho, he becomes conditioned, Nibadnati, by these modes, Iti Gunaha.
Yeah, so now Krishna explaining when the contact with material nature happens. Why did it happen? Because Jiva wanted to enjoy. So Krishna facilitated it. So now when the contact happens, so in the contact, what are the different ways one interacts with the material nature? Jiva interacts with the material nature. It can interact in sattva, it can interact in rajas, or it can interact in ignorance. So material nature consists of prakriti sambhavaha. Material nature consists of these three templates. One is goodness, second is passion, third is ignorance. One can choose. So can one choose any one of them? No, not possible. Generally, it is a mixture of all the three. Okay, we will see that later. Okay, so one of these three he has chosen. So when the living entity, avyayam dehinam, eternal avyayam, okay, avyayam means that which doesn't get diminished. The soul will never get diminished. That is meaning, eternal. Dehinam, the living entity, comes in contact with nature. So when it came in contact with nature, what happened? He received a dehe, he received a body, okay, whichever is suitable to fulfill his desire, material nature will give. Okay, so dehe in this body, Mahabaho, he becomes conditioned. So when he chose this template, goodness, passion, ignorance, in all of these three, notice this word is Nibadhananti. Okay, Nibadhananti. This will be continued in next three shlokas, 6, 7, 8, all these three, it will be continued. Whichever mode Krishna will describe, this word will be common. That Sattva also will be binding, Rajaha also will bind, and Tamaha also will bind. Nibadhananti will be on all the three. So goodness is like binding with golden chain, passion is like binding with silver chain, and the ignorance is like binding with iron chain. Okay, so but all of the three are binding. And how do they bond? What bind? What are the agents? So these modes, iti gunaha, which are prakriti sambhavaha. So modes are born from prakriti. They are not part of jiva. Please remember this. Jiva has innate tendency to enjoy. That much only. He is seeking enjoyment in the wrong place. So when he is seeking enjoyment in the wrong place, so he has been given a 3D glass. Just like sometimes we go to the movie, so we are given a 3D glass, so that we can enjoy the movie better. We can immerse ourselves in the movie. So like that, the Jiva is given the 3D glass. He wants goodness glass, or he wants passion glass, or he wants ignorance glass. Whichever glass you want, that will be given. And you enjoy the movie. Okay. But after some time, movie will end, and then he will come to know, yes, I was not enjoying like that. So again and again, this again, next movie starts in the next life. Then next movie starts in the next life. And every time movie gets over, he dies. Then he realizes, oh, I was not enjoying like that. So this is continuing under the modes. Yeah, please read the purport.
Yes, Ruji. The living entity, because he is transcendental, has nothing to do with this material nature. Still, because he has become conditioned by the material world, he is acting under the spell of the three modes of material nature. Because living entities have different kinds of bodies in terms of the different aspects of nature, They are induced to act according to the nature. This is the cause of the varieties of happiness and distress.
Yeah. So Prabhupada is saying living entity, because of his transcendental nature, because he is transcendental, he has nothing to do with this material nature. Okay. So he is aloof basically from this whole setup. Whatever is there, he has only one thing, that is he wants enjoyment, but he is seeking it in the wrong place. Okay. So he is spiritual. And the nature, this whole Prakriti is material. So the spiritual entity can never get enjoyment in material ways. Okay, that's what Prabhupada is saying. Still, because he has become conditioned, he became conditioned. Why he became conditioned? Because bhoktritva, he wanted to enjoy. So he became conditioned by the material world. And now he is acting under the spell of the three modes of material nature. Okay. So because living entities have different kinds of bodies, so different kinds of bodies, as we saw in the previous verse, it was mentioned murtaya. So different forms are given. Okay. In terms of different aspects of nature. What are the different aspects of nature? The three modes. Okay. So they are induced to act according to that nature. And this is the cause of the varieties of happiness and distress. What is the cause? The cause is the different aspects of the nature, basically the modes. The modes are the cause. Okay, this is what? These three modes. Okay, which is activated by material nature. So there is a person who is operator of the cinema hall, and he has the three kinds of glasses. The operator of the cinema hall is like material nature, Prakriti. And then he has three kinds of glasses, Sattva, Raja, and Tama. So somebody wants to see horror movie. So he will be given the Tama glasses. He wants to enjoy in ignorance. Somebody wants to see a fighting movie, okay, action movie. So he will be given Raja glasses. Somebody wants to see documentary, some scientific documentary, some knowledge required thing. So he will be given Sattva glasses. All three are enjoying in the movie theater. And the person who is operating this whole thing is the material nature. And the jiva, even though he doesn't belong to the material nature, doesn't belong to this movie theater, but he is thinking that I am part of it, I am in the movie, I am trying to enjoy, like whatever. Okay, so like this we can understand. Yeah, please read this commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur.
Yes. After the Lord has described the appearance of all the living entities through Prakriti, Mother, and Purush, Father, how are the gunas to be described? What type of bondage arises for the jiva from association with the gunas? This verse answers these questions. In the body, the product of Prakriti, the gunas bind up with jiva, Tehina, situated there by his identification with it. Due to the association with the gunas arising from beginningless ignorance, even though the jiva actually is without change, avyayam, and not attached.
Yeah, so what leads to this verse that Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is describing? So after the Lord has described the appearance of all living entities through Prakriti, okay. So through Prakriti, the living entities came into this world. How? Where it was described? It was described previously that Pradhan was there. That Pradhan was activated with time and Jiva. And then what happened? This whole setup was transformed into universe. Okay, the whole setup was transformed into universe. And that's what was described till now in the verses 3 and 4. Now, this verse is what type of bondage arises for the jiva from association with the three gunas? This will be answered in this verse. Okay, and also next 4 verses 5 to 8. Okay. So what happens now in this verse? In the body, dehe, the product of the Prakriti, okay, that is Prakriti, the gunas sambhavaha, iti gunaha, okay, sambhava, bind up the jiva. Okay, so this binds up the jiva, nibadhananti. Okay, these are the words from the shloka only. Nibadhananti, okay, situated there by his identification with it. So jiva is identifying with it. Why is jiva identifying? Because he wants to enjoy. So because he wants to enjoy, so he has to transfer himself to this world. Okay, the world of the movie. He has to identify with the hero. When the hero is trying to enjoy with the actress, he has to identify with the hero. So that identification of avidya, smita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesh, all that is given in the glasses itself. Okay, he has to, he starts identifying. And sometimes there is also the seats, when there is a hero moving in that way, this way, the seats also move this way, that way, so that he can identify better. So that is called asmita. I am this, okay, I am that. That all is product of avidya. So due to all this association with the gunas arising from, so this gunas association is arising from when? Anadi, avidya. From beginningless time. We don't know since when it is arising. Anadi avidya. So the jiva is actually without change, avyaya. Okay, the jiva is, like Prabhupada mentioned, if you remember, the very first line, the jiva is transcendental, avyaya. So here the Vishwanath Chakravarti also saying the same point. It's without change. And he is not attached. Not attached in the sense what? In his constitution. In constitution or in his innate behavior, he is supposed to enjoy with Krishna. But because he has tendency to enjoy in the wrong place because of avidya, he has become attached. Okay, this is Baldevidya Bhushan. Yes, please continue.
Yes, Bhushan. In 4 verses, the Lord describes the gunas, how the jiva becomes related to the gunas or how they bind him. The gunas known as sattva, rajas and tamas arise from Prakriti. They bind up the indestructible jiva, who is actually without change, avyayam, who is situated in a body made from the gunas. They bind him with their quality of illusory happiness and distress, which are accepted by the jiva without understanding their true nature.
Yeah. So similar thing. Here Baldevidya Bhushan is saying these 4 verses. That is 13.5, sorry, 14.5 to 8. Okay, these 4 verses. The Lord described the gunas. Okay, sattva, rajas, tamas. Okay, these 3 gunas will be described. And what else will be described? How the jiva becomes related to the gunas, how they bind him. All these things will be described in the coming 4 verses. Okay. So the gunas known as these 3 arise from Prakriti. Okay, where it's mentioned that these gunas arise from Prakriti. Which phrase says that gunas arise from Prakriti?
पुढे प्रकृती संभाव.
Yeah. Prakriti sambhavaha. They are coming from iti gunaha prakriti sambhavaha. Okay, so these gunas are coming from Prakriti. Yeah, and they bind up. Okay, this binding up is mentioned where?
Nibadhanti.
Danti.
Nibadhananti. Correct. So, nibadhananti. The indestructible jiva. So, where is this indestructible word is mentioned in the verse?
अव्यय.
Avyaya. Correct. Okay, he is avyaya. Inexhaustible, indestructible, indiminishable, who is actually without change, avyayam, who is situated in a body made from the gunas. Okay, where is this mentioned? He is situated in a body made from the gunas.
Sattvam, Rajas.
And where is this mentioned? Body made from the gunas. Where is this part mentioned? Yeah, body made from gunas, that is dehe. Dehe sattva rajas tamah iti. Yeah, they bind him, nivadananti, with their quality of illusory happiness. Okay, so-called happiness. Okay, and distress, so-called distress. The jiva is not actually having any direct connection with the happiness and distress of this world. It's all like seeing in a dream. Just like we see the dream and identify with the dream, and we are sweating, we are shouting in the sleep only. We are doing all these things, thinking that I am undergoing that suffering. But as soon as we wake up, we realize, oh, this was not me. Nothing has happened to me, like that. Okay, any question is there? Is Pratik no?
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Not strictly related with these two verses, but Prabhuji, you given the example of that movie screen.
Yeah,
So Prabhuji just wanted to understand. Sometimes we hear that this material nature or whatever we see is real but temporary is the meaning of Maya. And then the
correct,
second
correct.
is in Bhagavatam, it comes like it is like dreaming. So, what exactly is the reality? I mean, what is the real part of meant by it is real but temporary?
Yeah, so whenever any analogy is given or example is given, it is not completely equal with the term it is being described. Like, suppose there is a person who has never seen milk. So if I want to describe him what is milk like, I may show him a phenyl bottle. Oh, see, this is white color liquid. Milk looks like this. So it doesn't have the equality, but it is describing the color, fluidity of that thing. So some aspects will be there. It will not be equal in all aspects. If we have to say in all aspects, then we have to tell about that object only. In the same way, so these examples when it is given about the dream or what example I gave, movie theater, so they are showing some similarity with the actual thing which we are wanting to describe, but they will never be very same in every aspect of it. So the very much difference is that the movie theater or the movie or the dream, they are not having actual existence. They are not real. But that part of the analogy does not apply. We are not trying to apply that part of the analogy in these examples. Other parts which we discussed, that is discussed. The reality part is not applicable. The material world is real, but these things are not real. Okay, so that part is not applicable of the analogy.
Prabhuji, one more thing. So, Prabhuji, when this Mayavadis, they take such examples from the Shastras, so are they trying to tell us that, okay, everything is false like that only? So, but we are not taking that part. Yes, is it?
Yeah. They are saying that Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. They are saying that this world is like the movie theater or the
Hmm.
uh, dream. They are taking it literally when these
Hmm.
examples are given. So they take it literally that yes, it is exactly like this. Say if somebody takes milk and the phenyl literally, then if he drinks, he will die also. So the literal example, literal thing we cannot take. Okay, so they are misinterpreted that milk is same as phenyl just because that example is given. That is not proper. So what they are proposing is not right. That's not.
Okay. Yes. Got it. So our understanding is, although it is dreamlike, it is real.
It is real. Yes, Prakriti is real. The material world is real. Yes.
Okay.
And sometimes it is said also that it is dream just for the analogy sake. Okay. Yeah, but it has
Understood. Thank
real.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, Samit, bro.
Prabhuji, overarching question. So, Krishna is giving us, he's the seed giving father, and he's giving birth
Yeah,
because of the living entity's desire,
correct.
right? So on one side, he's providing so-called the playground, the material world, but at the same time saying that okay, enjoying is suffering. So he's instructing not to enjoy it. Um, how do
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he gives the instructions just like a father tells to his son, Prabhupada gives this example, like the son wants to put his finger in the fan. The fan is running very fast. So the son wants to put his finger in the fan. So father says, don't put, you will suffer. So like that, Krishna as a loving father, he wants us to really enjoy. Not that he doesn't want us to enjoy. He wants us to really enjoy with him, and he knows that we can enjoy only with him. So he wants to really enjoy. So he's saying through these scriptures that how you can actually enjoy, come back to me. But we, when we are not listening to it, we are trying to enjoy in this world. So that, what is experience? Yeah, that experience is also very important. Like the son, he is going to put his finger and he puts his finger in the fan. So what father has done is he has made the fan slow. And then he puts his finger, and Prabhupada says that he gets the hit in the finger and then he has the pain. So Krishna similarly for his devotees minimizes the pain, and then the devotees take up devotional service more maturely, more nicely, like that. So that's how he also makes us learn through our experience also, because he has given the free will and he has given us the choice. So he just gives instructions like a father, like we can say.
Okay, Guruji.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Guruji. Okay, so we'll continue with the discussion about each of these modes and what are their characteristics, how they are going to be seen, that what this mode is, which one it is, what are their different traits. Tatra sattvam nirmalatvat prakasham anamayam sukha sangena badhanati jnana sangena chanagha. Okay. Ashutosh, you want to read?
Yes, Prabhuji. O sinless one, Anagha, the mode of goodness, Tatra Sattvam, being purer than the others, Nirmalatvat,
Nirmalatvat.
is illuminating, Prakasakam, and it frees one from all sinful reactions. Anamayam, those situated in that mode become conditioned, Badhnati, by a sense of happiness and knowledge. Sukha Sangena, Jnana Sangena cha.
Yeah. Thank you. So here now Krishna is explaining about the mode of goodness. Okay. So what are the different characteristics of the mode of goodness? Okay. So the mode of goodness, tatra sattvam, nirmalatvat. So first is, it is purer than the others. Okay. So that is the first characteristic, nirmalatvat. And second is prakashakam. It is illuminating or enlightening. And third is anamayam. It is amayam is disease, anamayam is without disease. Okay, so here in this context, it means without any sinful reaction, anamayam. And sukha sangena badhanati. So it binds, badhanati. Okay, as I told, in all the three shlokas, this word will be there, badhanati, the binding. Okay, this will be there in all the three modes, the badhanati. Okay, so how does this bind? Sukha sangena. It binds through the sense of happiness, and jnana sangena, by the sense of knowledge. Okay. So sukha sangena and this jnana sangena both are for badhanati. They are both going to bind. Okay. And nirmalatvat, prakashakam and anamayam are the three characteristics of this. Yes, please read the purport.
The living entities conditioned by material nature are of various types. One is happy, another is very active, and another is helpless. All these types of psychological manifestations are causes of the entity's conditioned status in nature. How they are differently conditioned is explained in this section of Bhagavad Gita. The mode of goodness is first considered. The effect of developing the mode of goodness in the material world is that one becomes wiser than those otherwise conditioned.
Yeah, so Prabhupada first, before describing goodness, he describes these three. So, three modes. Living entities conditioned by material nature are of various types. Okay, what is the meaning of various types? They have different choices, different free wills, different experiences in this world. So, some have enjoyed goodness, some have enjoyed passion, some have enjoyed ignorance. So, whatever they have associated with earlier, they want to associate with that now. Okay, so because of the various choices, Krishna also gives them different bodies. So one is happy. So who is happy among the three modes?
Sattva.
Goodness.
Yeah, the Sattva Guna. Yeah, Sattva Guna is happy. And another is very active. Who is this very active person?
Action.
Yeah,
Rajoguna.
yeah, this is Rajoguna, correct. And then another is helpless. This is Tamoguna. He is seeing everything. He is seeing that the house is on fire, but he is not doing anything. He is not able to do anything because of whatever the characteristics. We will see that Nidra and Alasya, because of sleepiness and laziness. So all these are the types of psychological manifestations, as in the modern psychology, they may say. These are the causes of the entity's conditioned status in nature. So cause in the sense, not the actual cause. The actual cause is the enjoying tendency. The enjoying tendency is the actual cause, but because of this, there is secondary cause. That is these three modes. Okay. How they are differently conditioned is explained in this section of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, that is 14.5 to 8. And now Prabhupada explains about goodness. Goodness is first considered in this verse. And what is the effect? The effect of developing the mode of goodness is what? In the material world, that one becomes wiser. Okay, so where is this mentioned in the verse that he becomes wiser? Which phrase is saying that he becomes wise?
Sangena.
Jnana Sangena.
No. Wise. Wise means he becomes more intelligent. Where is it
Gyan
mentioned?
Sangena.
Jnana Sangena.
Jnana Sangena. Okay, let's go to the verse. Yes, he associates with the Jnana or the knowledge. He has the knowledge. Okay. Yeah. And then those otherwise condition. Okay. Means goodness and passion. Sorry, passion and ignorance. They are not having Jnana Sangena. Yeah, continue.
A man in the mode of goodness is not so much affected by material miseries, and he has a sense of advancement in material knowledge. The representative type is the Brahmana, who is supposed to be situated in the mode of goodness. The sense of happiness is due to understanding that in the mode of goodness, one is more or less free from sinful reactions. Actually, in Vedic literature, it is said that the mode of goodness means greater knowledge and a greater sense of happiness.
Yeah. So, man in the mode of goodness, he is not affected by the material miseries so much, and he has a sense of advancement in the material knowledge. Okay. So, this is Jnana Sangena, and he is not affected by material miseries. Where is this mentioned? He is not affected by material misery.
Sukh Sangena.
Yeah, Sukha Sangena, correct. So he is conditioned by happiness. So misery he doesn't feel because he is having good habits. He does all the good activities. So the dukkha is very less. Okay. And the prototype representative type is Brahmana. Okay, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and then Shudra. So this for this goodness, the prototype is Brahmana. Yeah, who is supposed to be situated. Okay. Yeah, in Kali Yuga, all varieties of Brahmanas are there. So he is supposed to be in goodness. Yeah, and why this sense of happiness is there, that Prabhupada is saying. This jnana, sukha sangyana is due to understanding that in the mode of goodness, one is more or less free from sinful reactions. Where is this mentioned? It's free from,
Anamayam.
yeah, anamayam. Yeah, actually in Vedic literature, it is said that the mode of goodness means greater knowledge, jnana sangyana, and also prakashakam, illumination. Prakashakam. Okay, so jnana sangyana, sukha sangyana. Yeah, continue.
The difficulty here is that when a living entity is situated in the mode of goodness, he becomes conditioned to feel that he is advanced in knowledge and is better than others. In this way, he becomes conditioned. The best examples are the scientist and the philosopher. Each is very proud of his knowledge, and because they generally improve their living conditions, they feel a sort of material happiness. This sense of advanced happiness in conditioned life makes them bound by the mode of goodness of material nature.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is explaining about goodness. So what is the difficulty here? So where is this difficulty mentioned in this verse? Where is difficulty mentioned? That the person in goodness is in difficulty. Where it is mentioned?
Bandhanti. Bandhanti.
Nimadananti. He is bound. Okay, so that is a difficulty. Okay. That living entity is situated in the mode of goodness becomes conditioned, Nivadananti, to feel that he is advanced in knowledge, Jnana Sangyana, and is better than others. Okay. In this way, he becomes conditioned. The best example is scientists and philosophers. Earlier, Prabhupada told a Vedic example like Brahmana, and in the modern context, he is saying about the scientists and the philosophers or the poets. These are the people. Okay. Yes. Each is very proud of his knowledge because they generally improve their living conditions. Like scientists, they discover now they are creating robots which can actually help us in our daily household activities or whatever. They can help at the airport or at malls, whatever. So living conditions can be improved. So they feel a sort of material happiness. Okay. And sense of that they are trying to control something. So when we become control of something, then we get happiness. Yeah. So this sense of advanced happiness in conditioned life makes them bound by mode of goodness of material nature. Yeah, continue.
As such, they are attracted towards working in the mode of goodness, and as long as they have an attraction for working in that way, they have to take some time of body in the modes of nature. Thus, there is no likelihood of liberation or of being transferred to the spiritual world. Repeatedly, one may become a philosopher, a poet, a scientist, or a poet, and repeatedly become entangled in the same disadvantages of birth and death. But due to the illusion of material energy, one thinks that that sort of life is pleasant.
Yeah. So again, he takes different types of body in Dehe, in Iti Guna, in different modes, and there is no likelihood of liberation. So Krishna is speaking actually 14.1 and 2. Krishna said that actually by gaining this knowledge, you will become liberated. Sa dharmyam, you will become same in nature with me. You will come back to me. Like that, Krishna said, by having this knowledge. So by having this knowledge, one will think, oh, I should not be in either mode of goodness, passion, or ignorance, but become transcendental to the mode. That will be last section of this chapter. That how to transcend these modes, how to engage in bhakti. So that's why these three people will not get liberated. Okay. So because they are in material modes. Examples, same thing. Philosopher, poet, they again take birth in this material world. Yeah. Yeah, please read this. Bhaktivedanta Bhushan's commentary.
The Lord describes the characteristics of the three modes and their different ways of binding the jiva in 3 verses. Of the three, Tatra, Sattva produces knowledge, Prakasakam, and happiness, contrary to suffering, Anamayam, which literally means health, arising from its purity. Accordingly, it is said, Prakasa Sukha Karanam Sattvam. The cause of illumination and happiness is Sattva. Moreover, Sattva, which is conjoined with Sangena, its effects of knowledge and happiness, binds the jiva with the conception that one is happy or knowledgeable.
Continue.
It should be understood that knowledge means knowledge of the real nature of a material object, and happiness means tranquility of the senses and body. In the association with those qualities of knowledge and happiness, the engagement in actions for attaining that happiness and knowledge produces future bodies, which are a means to experience that result. Since one will repeatedly take association with those qualities, one will not get liberation through sattva.
Yeah. So Prabhupada also said the same point. They will again take birth as philosophers and scientists and poets, all this, and they will not get liberation then because they are bound in sattva, nibadhananti. So it is golden chain which one is binding with. It feels, oh, it is so good. Gold is there. It's very good, very costly, and very shining also. Goodness, but it is ultimately a chain which binds. Okay. So, and also one very important point here, Baldev Bhushan has said. Okay. So, what is this knowledge which is there in goodness? If it is actual knowledge, it is paravidya, then it is, sorry, I wrote in Hindi, but paravidya, if it is paravidya, then it will lead to liberation. Okay. But it is not paravidya. Okay. It is vidya. Okay. Vidya of this world. Okay. Like the scientist or philosopher, all these things Prabhupada is saying, right? So this is the vidya of this world, which will not make one liberated. One can use this vidya in devotional service. Dovetail it, no problem. To cultivate paravidya, one can use the vidya and then gain liberation. But if only one is depending only on vidya, he will not get liberated. Okay. Why? Because see here, Baldev Vidya Bhushan is explaining, this means knowledge of the real nature of a material object, not a spiritual object. Okay, what is this knowledge of sattva? Jnana Sangyana. What is that jnana word? What is jnana? Jnana is real nature of a material object, not a spiritual object. He is not wanting to know about spirit or God. Okay. So he is jnana sangyana and sukha sangyana. What is this happiness? This happiness means tranquility or peace of the senses and body. How to keep the senses and body unagitated, peaceful? That is what the mode of goodness person is doing. He is not doing the peacefulness or sukha of associating about spiritual topics or associating with God. He is not saying that. Okay. That is what jnana and sukha mean in this verse. Okay. So this was important. In the association with those qualities of knowledge and happiness, those qualities means what was explained here. Okay. Knowledge means knowledge of the material object. Happiness is happiness in the material sense. Or like somebody doing yoga, pranayam, he keeps his body healthy. So he will not have dukkha of the diseases much. Correct. So that kind of happiness, that will not make us one liberated. Okay. So entanglement is there still. That's what he is saying. So one will repeatedly take association of those qualities and not get liberated as philosopher, scientist and all. Okay. Any question is there? Yes, Dayami Devki Mataji.
Prabhuji, regarding the knowledge, here it is saying that knowledge of material nature bounds the person. And many times we can see that the so-called Brahmanas, they have knowledge of spiritual subject matters also, but they have that pride. So is it that that knowledge will help them in liberation in spite of having a pride of that knowledge, or it will still they will be still bound because of the pride?
Yeah, as Prabhupada said here, na? Like if it is matter related to only matter, that is only surely philosopher and scientist. But actually, if it is a Vedic Brahmana, then he will have spiritual knowledge also, knowledge about soul, knowledge about God. And that pride will be like anartha. Okay. Like we have kama, krodha, lobha, moha, matsar, dambha. That is anartha. It will go away as he progresses in his spiritual life. So that pride will be taken not as the pride of scientists and philosophers. That Brahmana has knowledge about God and soul. So it is different. Okay. Okay. So we'll continue next shloka about Rajoguna. Rajo ragatmakam vidhi Krishna sanga samudbhavam tannibadhanati kaunteya karma sangena dehinam. Okay. Somebody else can read the translation. Sulalita Gopi Mataji, you want to read? Yeah, please read.
The mode of passion is born of unlimited desires, rajo ragatmagam, and longing, trina sanga samudbhavam, O son of Kunti, Kaunteya, and because of this, the embodied living entity, the Dehina, is bound, nibadhananti, to material fruitive actions, karma sangena.
Thank you. So here now Krishna is speaking about the mode of passion. Okay. So what is this mode of passion? What are its characteristics? And what is the binding agent in this? Like earlier I told goodness is like gold chain. So there two binding agents were there. Sukha Sangena, Jnana Sangena. Okay. So here what is the binding agent? So here we have the mode of passion is born of unlimited desires. What is its birthplace? Rajo Ragatmakam. Raga means attraction towards, okay, how Prabhupada is told. Okay, born of desire or lust. Yeah. So rag is like a particular desire to enjoy. Okay, in purport also it will be clarified. Okay, and very specific. Actually, Bhaktivedanta Bhushan has taken it for enjoyment with the opposite gender. Okay, so man for woman and woman for man, like that, and applicable to both. It's not that only man have rag or only woman have, both have for each other. So Bhaktivedanta Bhushan has taken it for the opposite gender. Okay, and Prabhupada also in the verse, sorry, the purport, he will explain this. So here he is saying as unlimited desires, but it is specific unlimited desires towards the opposite gender. Yeah. So the mode of passion is born of this unlimited desire. So this is the birthplace because the desires are there. And what is the birthplace of this unlimited desire? Anandamayo Abhyasat, because every living entity is seeking happiness. But the problem here is he is seeking in a wrong place. Okay. Rajo Ragatmakam. And longings. This is another place of birth. Trishna Sanga Samudbhavam. So this Samudbhavam refers to taking birth. So from where it takes birth? First, it takes birth from the Raga. Second, Krishna Sanga. Longing for the enjoyment. So these two give birth to passion. And because of the embodied living entity, Dehi, he is situated in a body, so he is embodied, Dehinam, he is bound. Okay, this binding chain is like silver chains. Okay, not as royal as goodness, but ultimately both are bound. Nivadhanati to material fruitive actions. So he is bound by what? What are the chains here? Karma Sangena. So earlier, what were the chains? Jnana Sangena and Sukha Sangena for goodness. Here, what is the binding chain? Binding agent is made up of activity, desire to do some activity, something activity I have to do. Karma Sangena. Okay, so this is the binding agent. for mode of passion people. Yeah, please read the purport.
The mode of passion is characterized by the attraction to man and woman. Man has attraction for man, and man has attraction for woman. This is called the mode of passion. And when the mode of passion is increased, one develops the hankering for material enjoyment. He wants to enjoy sense gratification. For sense gratification, a man in the mood of passion wants some honor in society or in the nation, and he wants to have a happy family with nice children, wife, and house. These are the products of the mood of passion. As long as one is hankering after these things, he has to work very hard.
Yeah, so as we discussed, this phrase, rag, is a unlimited desire to enjoy, but it is little specific that Prabhupada has told here. The raga is for the opposite gender. Okay. And when the mode of passion is increased, one develops hankering. So, okay, where is hankering given in the verse, where it's mentioned?
Krishna.
Krishna.
Yeah. It's there in the word Trishna, which actually here, Trishna Sangha, hankering. Okay. So in the translation, it has come as longing. Okay, Trishna Sangha, that was longing. For what? Material enjoyment, and very specific kind, that is like for opposite gender. He wants to enjoy this. And because of this, the result of it is family and children and house. So that does not mean everybody who has a family, children and house, that means he is in Rajoguna. It is not like that. Okay. So for surely, I'm not speaking even for devotees, even in the material world, even the people who are in goodness, they will have these things, children, wife and house. But they will not be for fulfilling his raga or his hankering, Trishna. For goodness person, he will not be hankering for these things, but he will have these things. Okay. So just because we have something does not mean that everybody who has the same object is having the same desire. How to tell? Now, suppose everybody has a mobile. So that does not mean everybody is using the mobile for the same purpose. So everybody has children, wife, house, but everybody will have different purpose for having it like that. Yeah. So as long as there is hankering after these things, okay. So goodness person will have children, wife, house, car, everything, but he will not have hankering towards that enjoyment. Okay, like that. And he has to work very hard. Who has this Trishna, this person will have to work very hard. But in goodness, the person, he will have these things, and whatever is there, he may be happy with. Okay, I'm not even speaking for devotees. For devotees, surely family members are very different. Because they may be devotees or they may be going to become devotees like that. Yeah, continue.
Therefore, it is clearly stated here that he becomes associated with the fruits of his activities and thus become bound by such activities. In order to please his wife, children, and society, and to keep up his prestige, one has to work. Therefore, the whole material world is more or less in the mode of passion. Modern civilization is considered to be advanced in the standard of the mode of passion. Formerly, the advanced condition was considered to be in the mode of goodness. If there is no liberation for those in the mode of goodness, what to speak of those who are entangled in the mode of passion?
Yeah. So same thing now Prabhupada is continuing that in order to please wife, children, and family members or society or to keep up his prestige. So he has this karma sangena. He has to work very hard, karma sangena. And therefore, the material world is more or less in the mode of passion. So, madhye tishtanti rajasaha. Okay, so we will see that later. That madhya means in this material world, in this here, the earthly planet. Everybody is almost in the mode of passion only. Okay. Then how here it is being said that some are in Sattva-guna, some are in passion, some are in ignorance? How is this being said? How to reconcile these two? That generally everybody on the earthly planet is mode of passion. So it is like, see, we have suppose a 100% mark, 0 to 100, for what are the modes one is filled with. So in the earthly planet, generally, like suppose 90%, already the fill up is Rajoguna. In that remaining 10% now, whether it is Sattva-guna, Rajoguna or Tamoguna, what is there, that one is characterized by. Otherwise, 90% is filled already with Rajoguna. Why? Because it is predominant in earthly planet already. On the earthly planet, already this is there. Just like we have, suppose, some medicine, let's say. Some medicine is there, some injection is there. So it is called B12 injection. Even though 90% of it will be water only. But the 10% makes the name of it. Okay, it will not be called water injection because water is more. It will be called B12 injection only because that's what it is characterized by. Okay, so that way we can say here that in the earthly planet, everybody is like 90% already filled with passion. How do we know? Because passion is identified by the activity, that is karma sangena activity, some activity everybody is doing. Okay, so somebody will be doing activity in Sattva-guna, somebody will be doing activity for Rajoguna, somebody will be doing activity or inaction basically, activity of being lazy, activity of sleeping. So activity everybody will be doing in the earthly planet. But what that remaining 10% he is trying to do with, whether he is doing it in goodness or passion or ignorance, which direction that remaining part he is taking, that way we can understand. Okay, so that is very important understanding that we can keep with us. Formerly, the advanced condition was considered to be in the mode of goodness. Yeah, that is in Satyuga. Yeah. So nobody is liberated. What to speak of Rajoguna? Okay. Pallavi Devushan also speaks almost the same thing. That is, Raga is like affection between men and women. That same thing Prabhupada has explained actually. So that's why we are not taking this purport. Okay, anybody had a question or somebody had raised hand? Okay, maybe it got answered. Tamastu ajnanajam vidhi mohanam sarvadehinam pramada alasya nidrabhihi tannibadhanati bharata. Okay, so this is about tamoguna. Okay, Shwini Mataji, you want to read? Not audible. Okay, somebody else can read. Yeah, now it's audible. Yeah. Maybe you can switch off your video. I think internet is slow. Not audible to me at least. Okay, somebody else can read them. Yeah, Pratik, you want to read?
Sure. O son of Bharata, Bharat, know that Vidhi, the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, tamasat tva ajnanajam,
Ajnana.
is the delusion of all embodied living entities, mohanam sarvadehinam. The result of this mode are madness, indolence, and sleep, pramada alasya nidrabhis, which bind the conditioned soul. Tan nibandhati.
Yeah. So again, now the mode of ignorance, what are its characteristics and what is the binding agent is being described by Krishna in this verse. So tamastu ajnana jam vidhi, it is born of ajnana or avidya. Okay. So earlier it was told Yeah, so mode of ignorance is born of ajnana. Okay. Yeah. And then he's saying the mode of darkness, born of ignorance, is the delusion of all embodied living entities. Mohanam sarvadehinam. Mohana means it deludes, or it, what you say, takes one away from the real object. Okay, Mohanam. Okay, Mohanam sarvadehinam. All the living entities. Okay, it takes into delusion if they subscribe to it. The results of this mode are madness. What are the characteristics? Madness, that is pramada. So the person will be having madness. Madness means not those who are psychologically mad, not who are like clinically, or who are as a, what you say, mad by that, what you say, that medical terms, by medical terms, not those people. But this is about the person does not have any brain to make any decision, kind of thing. He is completely into delusion. He is completely into indecisive mode. Okay, pramada. Alasya, that is the second characteristics. He will be lazy, means he will not want to do anything. Whatever he likes, that also he will not do. What he does not like, that surely he will not do. Nidrabhi, and what he will do? He will sleep, like that. He will be associated with sleep. So he will sleep 10, 12 hours, like that. Tan nibadnati bharata. And this is also binding. As the other two modes, this is also binding. This is like binding with iron chain. Okay. Yeah, please read the purport.
In this verse, the specific application of the word tu is very significant. This means that the mode of ignorance is a very peculiar qualification of the embodied soul. The mode of ignorance is just the opposite of the mode of goodness. In mode of goodness, by development of knowledge, one can understand what is what, but the mode of ignorance is just the opposite. Everyone under the spell of mode of ignorance becomes mad, and a madman cannot understand what is what.
Yeah. So Prabhupada is explaining this word tu, that is vigraha. Any difficult term or any particular term is there that he is explaining. That is one of the parts of study, Vedic study. And then he is explaining about the specifics of the tamo guna. So it is opposite to mode of goodness. So goodness was jnana sangyana. Correct. Sukha sangyana, jnana sangyana. These two were the binding agents. Okay, being in knowledge and happy. But this is opposite. Here ajnana sangyana is there. Okay, ignorance. Okay, ajnanajam vidhi. It is born of ignorance itself. So that is opposite part. And sukha sangyana, there it was. But here there is no sukha. Here there is madness. Okay, here there is pramad. Okay, that will come next. Yeah, please read.
Instead of making advancement, one becomes degraded. The definition of mode of ignorance is stated in the Vedic literature. Yastu yathatmya jnana
Avarakam.
avarakam
Vipareya
viparyasya
jnana.
jnana.
Vipareya jnana janakam tamaha.
Under the spell of ignorance, one cannot understand a thing as it is. For example, everyone can see that his grandfather has died and therefore he will also die. Man is mortal. The children that he conceived will also die. So death is sure. Still, people are madly accumulating money and working very hard all day and night, not caring for the eternal spirit.
Yeah, so now the ignorance, he is taking the definition from the Vedic literature. Where in Vedic literature? So this is quoted here. Yeah, this is the Baldev Devotion says. Following definition of tamas is given: vastu yathatma jnana avarakam, same thing. Okay. Okay, so reference is not given. He also does not give. Yeah, same thing. He also, Baldev Devotion also will indicate. 2 indicates very specific thing. Okay. The same thing Prabhupada is explaining actually. Yeah, so coming back here, so definition of ignorance is stated in Vedic literature. What is it? Vastu. Whatever is the object? Yatha Atmya. The objective knowledge. Objective knowledge. Like this is pen, okay, this is watch, whatever. So whatever the objective knowledge of about any object which is there, that jnana is avarakam. Avaran means to cover. That is covered. First thing it will do is, the first activity it will do is cover. Cover what? The knowledge, jnana. It will cover the jnana. Then what else it will do? Second activity, viparya jnana janakam. Janaka is to give birth. It will give birth to what? Viparya, opposite. It will give birth to opposite knowledge. Okay, just like in the dream. Yeah, so that is like in the ignorance, obviously. So in the dream, he forgets first thing that he is sleeping. That is first thing forgotten. Second thing, he identifies with something in the dream. Okay, so new identity is given in the dream. So first is forget or cover the original jnana. Second is give the opposite knowledge or give some other jnana. That is like ignorance. Janakam tamaha. This is definition of tamaha, tamoguna. Under the spell of ignorance, one cannot understand thing as it is. Okay. He will not understand that this is what, this other thing is what. Okay. Yeah. Example Prabhupada is giving. Everybody sees that their ancestors are dying, but he thinks that he will not die. Yeah. Continue. It's not unmute. Should I unmute?
No, I was not able to solve.
Okay.
Yeah, this is madness. In their madness, they are very reluctant to make advancement in spiritual understanding. Such people are very lazy. When they are invited to associate for spiritual understanding, they are not much interested. They are not even active like like the man who is controlled by the mode of passion. Thus, another symptom of one embedded in the mode of ignorance is that he sleeps more than is required. 6 hours of sleep is sufficient, but a man in a mode of ignorance sleeps at least 10 or 12 hours a day. Such a man appears to be always dejected and is addicted to intoxicants and sleeping. These are symptoms of a person conditioned by the mode of ignorance.
So yeah, this is madness. What is madness? Here Prabhupada told. Still people are madly accumulating money and working very hard. Still means what? They are seeing everybody is dying. And the money does not go with the person when he dies. This everybody sees. The home does not go with the person. And he sees everything else remains here. But still they are madly accumulating. It's not wrong to accumulate money as preservation of future, or as what you say, financial planning, or retirement plan. Many things are there. Yeah. So it's not wrong to accumulate money, but what Prabhupada is criticizing is madly accumulating money. And where this word madly indicated in this verse? Where is it mentioned?
Pramad.
Yeah, pramad. So pramad Prabhupada is explaining. Okay. So the explanation of pramad is beginning here. So this is madness. Okay. In their madness, they are very reluctant to make advancement in spiritual understanding. So if we tell them, please chant 1 round of Hare Krishna or come to temple, they will not do that. And if they have some job, that also they will not do. They are very lazy to do even their activity. Okay, like that. So they will mostly sleep 10 or 12 hours. 11 hours also they can sleep. 10, 11, 12, anything they can sleep like that. And it's not necessary that everybody in goodness sleeps 6 hours. Yeah, whatever is the need of the body, even for devotees, whatever is the need for body. So based on their kapha, pitta, vata nature of the body, kapha nature body, they need more sleep. Or whichever type of body, as per the guidance of the doctor or the Vaidya, one should take rest like that. Just like Prabhupada, when he went to a Gurukul, so he was asked, how many chapatis can we give to the boys? So he told, yeah, some 4 chapatis we can give. So one cannot make a rule now that everybody has to give given 4 chapatis. Some boy does not want, no, you have to take 4. Some boy wants 5, 6. One can be given like that. So Prabhupada is just telling something which is indicative. Okay. So it's not fixed, like 6 only, 6 only, not 5.5, not 6.5. So one has to use his own intelligence also, independently thoughtful. Yeah. So this is a symptom of mode of ignorance. Okay. He is addicted to intoxicants and sleeping. Nidra, alasya, pramada. All these are the characteristics. Yeah, almost same thing Baldevidya Bhushan explains. One special thing he explains, which I will tell. Yeah. Yeah. So, pramada, he has translated as carelessness. And it is not the carelessness which we think. What is the definition of carelessness? Yes, please read this. Pratik Bro.
This tamas binds all souls by the effect of carelessness, laziness, and sleep. Carelessness, pramad, means the tendency to perform actions which should not be done, and is opposed to elimination, which is the effect of sattva.
Yeah, so what is carelessness? We generally think it some other way, but in this context here, it means tendency to perform actions which should not be done. Now, somebody who is having some knowledge, he knows that, okay, I should not be scrolling reels at 5 hours, 10 hours a day, or I should not be, or for devotees, let's say, they should not be watching sports, movies, all these things. Okay, that is told. So, doing that, engaging in that, even after knowing I should not be doing, is called pramad. And in Prabhupada words, what is pramad? What did he say in English?
Madness.
You told that is madness. Okay. Yeah. So madness, very simple terms in medical psychological terms also. That he first thing he does not know what is to be done. And even if he is told, he will not do it. He may do it opposite of it. Okay. He may do exactly the opposite what was told. If he was told, like we have the example of Bharat Maharaj in his third life as Jada Bharat. He was instructed that you should wash your hands before eating. So he will first eat and then go for washing hand. Obviously, one should go, but he would try to do the opposite. Okay. So, like that is the case of the mad people. So, obviously, he is not mad, he is acting to be mad because he was internally enlightened. That is another case, but just telling an example from scripture. So, carelessness means tendency to do something which one knows that I should not do. Okay. So, in Bhaktivinoda Thakur's some of the writings, he says this pramad actually is yeah, has these three things are called pramad. That is jadya, that is laziness also. Then there is vikshepa, distraction, and one more is I forgot. Yeah. So these three things he says. Okay. So this is opposite to the illumination. Where is illumination mentioned in the previous verses? That is jnana. If you see, what is prakashakam? Yeah. Prakashakam. So the goodness is prakashakam, enlightening, illuminating. In what sense illuminating? Illuminating about the knowledge of the material objects, not a spiritual object. Okay, they know, the scientists know what matter will act in what way. Spirit, no idea. Okay, so that is illumination of material way. But these people in ignorance, they don't have that also. Okay, so that is laziness. Okay, this is about Baldevidya Bhushan's Pramad definition. Okay. And okay, we will just cover this last verse, which is the summary, and then we will end. Okay. So Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati Rajah Karmani Bharata Jnanam Avritya tu Tamah Pramade Sanjayati Uta. Yes, Dayamani Devki Mataji, please read.
O son of Bharat, the mode of goodness conditions one to happiness, passion conditions one to fruitive action, and ignorance covering one's knowledge binds one to madness.
Yeah,
Please.
so very simple. The summary of all the three verses. Mode of goodness conditions one to happiness. Sattvam Sukhe Sanjayati. Okay. Jnana Sangena and Sukha Sangena that we discussed there, right? Same thing. The passion conditions one to fruitive action, Karma Sangena, correct. And ignorance covering one's knowledge, that is covering one's knowledge was described as covering one's knowledge is described as Ajnana, Ajnana Sangena. Okay. That binds one to Pramada, madness. So these are the summary. Yeah, please read the purport.
A person in the mode of goodness is satisfied by his work or intellectual pursuit, just as philosopher, scientist, or educator may be engaged in particular field of knowledge and may be satisfied in that way. A man in the mode of passion may be engaged in fruitive activity. He owns as much as he can and spends for good causes. Sometimes he tries to open hospitals, give to charity institutions, etc. These are signs of one in the mode of passion, and the mode of ignorance covers knowledge. In the mode of ignorance, whatever one does is good neither for him nor for anyone.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is summarizing what we discussed earlier. Same thing. Yeah, Vishwanath Thakur also same thing. Yeah. So, okay, next time we will discuss the further topics of this chapter. Okay. So, if there is any question, then we can take, and those who are getting late can leave also.
Prabhuji, I just have a practical
Hmm.
question. Like we say that madness is madly accumulative money. So how can we decide that this much is enough? Because I've seen crorepati's also their money is not sufficient for them, and even for
Correct.
those who don't have much, and they also live very happily and peacefully. So
Okay.
who sets this bar like this much is enough and this is not the madness? So how can we do?
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, every living entity has three modes are there. Every living entity is predominantly in some particular mode. So, and particular desires and choices. So, there are some particular needs due to their particular individuality. So, even for husband and wife, it may be very different also. So, but in general, like whatever needs they have, which they feel, I need this to practice spiritual life. Otherwise, the mind is not stable, or without that security of money, if they don't have, they are not able to practice spiritual life. I'm saying for devotees only. If they are not able to practice spiritual life peacefully, then one should try to do that minimum thing. Okay. And then at the same time, whatever he accumulates from that, he will give donations surely. So whatever is his capacity in that, he should try to give. Okay. That way. So, and also practically, one should take help of financial advisor. Okay, so he should go to a proper financial advisor and explain these are my needs and this is the future plan and these are the number of children and these are their requirements and what is the job status. Everything one should discuss with them and then practically take also advice from financial advisors. Yeah, that is what I think is better. Okay, is it okay, Mataji?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. If anybody else want to add in this answer, they can add Amit Pro, Pratik Pro, because I am not into the field Mataji is asking about or other Matajis. Anybody want to answer? You want to add anything?
Nothing from me. Nothing from me, Roger. Thank you.
Nothing? Okay, I don't know. I just spoke whatever. Maybe Mataji, you can discuss with your counselor also. They may have some more experience in this regard. But practically, I feel devotees also should take guidance from financial advisor also, because they know the ups and downs of the different things which is there in the world. They can guide more appropriately also. Sometimes, yeah, yes, Mataji.
As per my limited experience, Prabhuji, I have got guidance from two extremes. Like I have one senior who is totally dependent on Krishna, and he is raising his four kids and doing very wonderful job. And he has nothing accumulated, never accumulated, and Krishna is providing miraculously. And I have one other extreme, which I have experienced here also, that they are doing in a very balanced way. This much is for Krishna, this much is for family, and in that kind of balance they are going on. So yes, it creates a confusion. Like, should we totally depend on Krishna and leave everything, or we should have something in our hand also, that no, this much I have to accumulate, and then whatever extra I have, I'll do it for Krishna. So this confusion is
Yeah.
still going on.
Yeah. I understand little bit, not fully. So, the extremes we will always see in this world. There will be people of all the types, balanced, extreme, left, extreme, right. Everybody will be there. There will be people driving opposite the lane also. But what we want to do, that depends on what we are also. We can take inspiration from people, but what finally we have to do is what we are. We cannot just take others' realizations or others' advancement and copy paste in our life. We cannot take the Bhagavatam example directly and copy paste in our life. Like he left home, today I will also leave. No, we cannot do. Or he stayed in home for 100 years, Prahlad Maharaj, I will also be like that. So we cannot just do like that. That's why we have guide or a spiritual master who can guide us in our particular way. And it's not appropriate to go to a spiritual master to ask about financial things and even another other material issues like marriage related issues. It's not generally recommended. So, but one should have somebody to guide in that regard. That's what I personally feel, according to my experience in the society. So we can see extremes, but ultimately we should do what we are. That is first thing. Second thing is the wrong conception which is there in some devotees, that completely dependent on Krishna means not making any endeavor for one's own preservation of money, health, or any other thing. That is wrong conception. Everybody cannot be like Sivash Thakur, who just did 3 claps, and then if he Krishna does not provide, then I will die, no problem. I will jump into Ganga. Everybody does not have that faith, as well as everybody may not be that kind of individual. There are other people also, like uh, we have I forgot his name. Uh, he would very meticulously dress also and chew pan also. At the same time, he would sing. What is his name? I just forgot. Gadadhar Pandit's
Pundarik,
Pundrik Vidyanidhi. Yeah, correct. Gadadhar Pandit's spiritual master, Pundrik Vidyanidhi. That he is also pure devotee. Why? Because when the sloka about Krishna was spoken, he immediately got in ecstasy. So these examples will be there, Mataji, but we have to see what is best for us to practice spiritual life. And pure devotional service does not mean to be rejecting everything. No, that is not Yukta Vairagya, that is Falgu Vairagya, if it is not our level. Okay, so it is not right conception in my understanding, whatever I have studied. It's not the right conception to think that somebody has a house, wife, or earning, or money, or some needs, that they are not pure devotees. No, it is not like that. Otherwise, Sanatana Goswami would not have told to give 50%, to divide 50% for others and keep oneself for emergency some 25%. Correct. He has made that division. Otherwise, he would have told 100% give to Krishna. Not like that. And he tells Dadati Pratigrinati. He does not say only Dadati. Accepting also is a part of devotional service, right? So we have to see everything in overall sense. So we cannot just go to extreme in the name of being pure devotees. That is my understanding.
I don't want to take much time, but I have
yeah.
one similar, I mean,
Those who wish to live can live. You can take your time.
so Apology, as Mataji also explained, so many times it happens like in our life, we tend to go into that confusion, maybe because we are outside, we are not in that much association of devotees, and many others people desire and their lifestyle affect us. And then we tend to overthink about everything. I mean, all, even the devotional aspect and material aspect, because we know that okay, we supposed to be in very simple mindset to perform bhakti. But at the same time, because nowadays the society and everything is formed in a such a way that we have to earn a particular amount to maintain at least what standard we are actually, not just to raise the standard, but even to maintain it, we need to work. And
Correct.
when we hear about so much, even in these gunas as well, we hear so much about not to work like donkeys, but actually when we are in IT, it is sometimes when we work till 12 o'clock in the night. So that time, that feeling comes, okay, are
Yeah.
we working like donkeys? So how to overcome that overthinking and how to just act in right consciousness?
Yeah, actually, because we are in a particular setup, as you told, already we have entered that field now. So it's not just possible to exit immediately, but one can make a plan that, okay, after certain time of or age of my life, I will switch my profession to other, and for which one can build his profile towards it. Or, yeah, I'm just saying my few thoughts. You can take guidance from those who are expert in those fields, basically. So one can make a thing like that, or in the same field, try to reduce his uh, opportunities, or we can say engagement. Okay, whatever is there. So because obviously IT field itself is very volatile field currently, I think. Yeah. So yeah, so we have to take a guidance from those experts and some people who have actually switched fields also, and how they managed their life. So we can take guidance from them also, because there are surely some people who might have undergone this situation and how they overcame it. That would be also good. Yeah, because here doesn't seem to be much spiritual counseling thing. Okay, this is basics all devotees know, like you told. So basic fundamental things are there. We know we have to give more time for Krishna consciousness and as much less as possible for these things. So how other devotees have overcome these problems, we can take guidance from them also. It will be good. That's what. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Thank you. So we will stop here. Okay. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Dandat pranam.